It's a ring. It's 3 to 4 feet taller than reality. Its ropes are red, white, and blue. Its platform is blank, stretched canvas. Commentators say it's built for a man. Promoters say there's room for my competitor and I. There's gloves and coaches and centers and punches, strategy, knockout, blood, sweat, and tears. Entrepreneurship is a boxing match. We, the women, know how to stay light on our feet. We slide through insecurity. We shuffle through sexual harassment. Me too. We dip and block, duck and land. Then suddenly, the predefined role of woman calls our name. Wife, feminist, mother, grandma, cook, auntie, babysitter, nasty woman, pow, right in the kisser. I lose balance, fall. Face against platform. I heard my ego crack when I realized that my male competitor has more mirrors in his dressing room. Commentators say, you're a woman, this is not your place. The referee counts down. You don't belong here. Stay down, he shouts. VCs fund people who look like them and I don't look like them. I didn't learn how to box in school. My parents are not boxers. Never learned how to coach or train. My life is just a corner. The referee shouts, 8, 7, 6. I breathe. This game is rigged. But I'm the only species on earth that can bleed for a month and not die. I am badass. Even if I bow out and get a corporate job, I would still make less than the man lording over my remains on this platform. 5, 4, 3, get up, Shelly. Pin a Nike commercial to your memory. Remember that you don't get in where you fit in until you get in, because fitting in is about character and getting in is about access. You're already in the match. Get up. Bite the hand that feeds you. Burn the bridges you never want to cross again. You got this. Slide, duck, jab, land. And remember, entrepreneurship is a boxing match. And you know how to stay light on your feet. Welcome to the Black Girl Ventures Pitch Competition. I am Shelly Omilade Bell, the CEO and founder of the Black Girl Ventures Foundation, and you are watching the BGV Cincinnati Pitch Competition. BGV Pitch is the largest pitch competition for Black and brown women founders in the world. We combine the premise of Shark Tank and Kickstarter to give you an opportunity to be a part of an entrepreneur's journey. The idea for BGV Pitch actually comes from Black history. In the early 1900s, during the Great Migration, white landowners raised the rent and Black people threw parties to raise money to keep them in their homes. These were not just any parties. You had people like Langston Hughes, Fats Waller, and Duke Ellington help out with these events. Now here we are, our ancestors' wildest dreams, providing access to capital through engaging the community and entrepreneurship. Today, you will watch awesome women pitch their business to a panel of champions who will ask questions to help you learn more about their companies. Each participant gets 3 minutes to pitch. The champions do not determine the winner. You do. You are the power. You will vote with your dollars for your favorite pitch at raisify.co. That's RAISIFY.co. On top of the capital raised from your votes, the third place winner gets $2,000, second place gets $6,000, and first place gets $10,000. So remember, you'll be voting at raisify.co. That's RAISIFY.co. Joining me today are my co-hosts for the Shelly Bell Show, Takia Ross and Sheryl Duncan. We also have a guest champion, Jocelyn Okorodudu, the senior specialist at Cradle Cincinnati. How y'all doing?
Hey!
Y'all ready?
We are ready.
Okay, I love that. I love
ready.
that. So last time we did a fun fact for all the champions. This time we're gonna give our best piece of business advice. We're going to start with you, Takia.
All right now, so I am Takia Ross, owner of Access Massage Makeup Artistry, home of Kiki Thunder Cosmetics, and the best piece of advice I got was get your money right. Get them coins together. You know, I like to. Hey.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought too. Right. So I got them coins together. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
That's what I'm doing.
My name is Jocelyn Okaradudu, and I am a senior specialist at Cradle Cincinnati. And the best advice that I've ever gotten is that it is okay to be your authentic Black girl self, and I take that advice into every room I go into.
Yes, I love that.
There.
I am Sheryl Duncan, CEO and founder of The Good Thick, and the best advice I have gotten was from my granny, and it is start now and perfect later. So I'm out here doing the thing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just out here trying.
Just trying to do the thing.
Trying things.
You gotta run them reps. The best piece of business advice that I've received, similar to Jocelyn, was be all that you are as soon as possible. Alicia Wilson, she is an amazing person in general. You should Google her. But I love that. Speaking of being all that you are as soon as possible, being yourself when you come into the room, get your coins right, and don't worry about being perfect, get it done.
Yes.
We're gonna kick this off, the Black Girl Ventures Cincinnati Pitch Competition. We are here to give some money away.
Yes.
We're here to give some advice. We're here to help you get your money right. Let's go. I'm with it. Let's welcome Chelsea Moreland, the founder of Lifecycle DPC.
I'm sick and tired of going to the doctor and never actually being able to get my questions answered. And I'm tired of paying these high insurance premiums and never actually being able to get in. Yeah, I'm sick and tired too. And I'm Dr. Chelsea Moreland, a board-certified family physician practicing full-spectrum family medicine in Central Ohio. And for the past 2 years, I was privileged to serve a diverse patient population at a local FQHC where we provided care to the 8% of Ohioans who are uninsured, in addition to those who are underinsured and on Medicaid or Medicare. But I learned quickly that our current flawed system is not the answer to health equity. Our system has 3 main flaws: issues of insurance, volume, and culture. In our insurance-based model, the U.S. spends approximately $11,500 per person per year on healthcare. But where's the return on investment? In fact, we come in second to last and compared to other developed countries with regards to health outcomes. And in our volume-based model, physicians and practices are incentivized to see more patients in less time, which means you go undiagnosed and misdiagnosed because there is no doctor-patient relationship. And yes, physicians are tired of the culture too. We spend more time with our computers and charting after hours and on weekends without pay, and we're not able to provide the health equity we know you deserve. And that's why physicians are leaving the practice of medicine earlier and contributing to the physician shortage. I created Lifecycle DPC to be a part of the solution. We are a comprehensive, high-quality, affordable medical home for families. Our patients benefit from at-cost labs, medications, and imaging, which means we save them time and money. In addition, our patients know they come first because in our office, they have 1-hour visits with 0 wait time, and they can reach their family physician by phone, text, video, or even email. So we meet patients where they are when they need us. We use a membership-based model that's solely based on age. So in comparison to some of our direct competitors, we do not subscribe to the ideology that patients who make more money and can pay more money deserve better access to care. For this flat monthly fee, we strategically designed it so that it's no more than 2% of the annual household income for the bottom 10th percentile of earners in our community. For that flat monthly fee, our patients have access to 90% of the services that every member of their family would need. In comparison to our big competitors, including the big corporate systems, our patients have a one-stop shop with their trusted family physician so that we can keep the entire family well and allow them to save money and allocate those funds to other needs in their family. We're currently doing business B2C, but over the next few months, we expand to doing business with small businesses so that we can help them be more productive and provide them a better quality benefit for their employees. We're just getting started, and after 6 weeks, we've been already able to acquire $60,000 in seed funding, enroll and retain 35 patients, and we've been featured in Essence, the Columbus Dispatch, and NBC4. We're potentially going to make approximately $650,000 per year when our panel is full, and we're expecting to break even at month 3. This is our team, and we are asking for $200,000 so that we can hire a marketing and social media manager, a fractional CFO, and at month 6 to expand to a second location and add a second position. I'm Dr. Chelsea Moreland of Lifecycle DPC, and I hope that you'll help me transform healthcare because the time for health equity is right now.
Thanks, Chelsea. Okay, let's hear from our panel. We'll start with you, Sheryl.
Okay, so the memberships, do you only get paid by the memberships? How do the physicians get paid? Do you get paid through the state? How are you all making money other than the memberships?
So we solely make money off the memberships. We do have an in-house lab and pharmacy, but we essentially share that savings with patients. And so we get at cost generic medications, and we get strategic price points from our labs that we work with. And so we draw the blood and we send it off to the lab and save the patient money. And so our sole earning is from the membership.
So Chelsea, I just have feedback from you. I come from a background in public health, and so all I can say is thank you. Your services are so needed in Ohio to beat back this racial disparity that we see in poor health outcomes. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
Chelsea, I have a question in regard to what if a person has insurance? So do you not take insurance at all? Or if you have insurance, do they still have to pay the monthly subscription, especially if their deductible is less than what your monthly subscription charge is?
Gotcha. So for most people, their deductible is not going to be less than what our subscription charge is. So typically people are going to pay anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per month on their like insurance premiums. And then most of them have a several $1,000 deductible to pay. So we save patients money even if they have insurance. We don't directly bill their insurance, but they have the opportunity to use their insurance for labs, medications, and imaging when it suits them. So we do that comparison in office. And if it's more affordable for them to use our at-cost pricing for labs, we do that. So for example, an annual lab panel, in case the insurance company doesn't cover it, is around $350, but with our pricing, we get it for around $26.
Yeah, I think this is awesome what you're doing. I think I want you to be around a long time. So my concern is that looking at your pricing model, it's going up by your age. However, when you go up in age, your income actually becomes fixed. So I was a little bit concerned about if somebody's on a fixed income, paying $120 a month is going to be a little bit much for them maybe. So I wonder what other ways you could offset or figure out like how that should look. Because actually the person in the middle is probably more at a prime of their life. I mean, like in a place where they're actually like maybe making a little bit more than they would be by the time they're 65 and older. So I was a little bit concerned about the way the pricing model works. I also think that, we need you to have more than $650,000. So I wonder if there are avenues for you to, grants, federal contracts, things that are available in your local, like with your local government, or just with the federal government, because your services are so necessary. I can completely understand maybe not going the insurance route, but I wonder, have you thought about how you could get bigger in a sense of like contracts? I see you going B2B. Tell me a little bit more about how B2B would work and how does that increase the amount of revenue that you can bring in? Because we need you to be around. We need you to franchise. We need you to be everywhere.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. So with us partnering with small businesses, we're able to essentially provide them somewhat of a discount. And so they pay less per month per person than what anybody else would pay because they're bringing in a larger volume of people at one time. So it helps us reach our max panel quicker. And so it doesn't.
Oh, wait. So what you're saying is, because I don't think I got this part. Because now you about to make me excited.
Yeah, we heard it.
Because I was like, so what you're saying is me as an employer. So like I'm an employer at Black Girl Ventures. We have employees. I can say, I want to become a member and I'm going to pay memberships for my entire team to now come and be served by Lifecycle DPC. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because I don't think I got that from the pitch, but you just got me super excited. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. So right now, we reduce the price a percentage for every 10 employees that you bring to our practice.
Wow.
That's what she said.
I'm catching what you're drifting.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm smelling what you're selling.
All
right. I really now, okay. I think everybody out there needed to hear that. That is a very important part of this pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. What y'all thinking?
I still want to know how she's like making money. Like, how is she, you know what I mean? Because the cost of the material, her time, like all, I get it. I think it's wonderful, but I'm looking at the cost of the memberships, and then I'm looking at past hospital bills that I've had and doctor bills, and I'm like, that is nowhere near the amount of the bills that I've received. So I'm just trying to figure out how is she generating, revenue.
My only concern, I think, for her right now is her 168. Like, because it's just her, and it looks like she has maybe a nurse practitioner or, somebody else. And that makes me nervous, because if she gets an influx, of people, like, she's going to be tapped out with the amount of hours, that's my only concern. I love this.
Yes.
Like, I need her to be in Baltimore.
Yes.
I need her to come on,
Yeah.
like, come here, but that's my concern.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm still in the fangirl stage of this. Like I said, I work in public health. This is so needed to fight against those racial disparities that Black people are having in all diseases.
Yes.
And so when she's saying things like comprehensive care, when she's talking about family, when she's talking about equity, I get excited.
I mean, I just was on a judging panel for the American Heart Association. Like, I could see her entering into that kind of accelerator, getting some grants from them.
Yeah.
In the past, we've worked with AARP. I could see AARP. These are the kinds of efforts that I think the country's moving to be honest. Like, this idea of physicians, doctors, people who care about people and who care about health disparities are saying, like she mentioned in her pitch, I no longer want to work for these bigger systems. I want to go and do this work, which is fulfilling for me and actually help save, community, grow community, help people feel better, move better. So I think that, I think there's room for this. I do want her to visit other ways of getting capital.
Yeah.
But that part, though, I didn't realize. So I'm like,
That's
even
big.
That's exciting.
That was huge.
Yeah.
the small businesses of America, I think, considering how much I know we spend on healthcare for our employees, I'd be down for that if she was local.
Yeah.
She also could look into maybe some of the telehealth services that if you're not local, maybe, we could buy into some of her telehealth services, even if it's not the physical care pieces. So
I know a few small business friends that will hop on it. Like, if it was in our area, they would definitely hop on it. Yeah, like, let's do this.
yeah.
Jump in.
Yeah.
To vote, visit Raisify.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown woman in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures. And now we're here from Candace Holloway from Soul Secrets.
Hi, my name is Candace Holloway, and I am the owner of Soul Secrets. Soul Secrets is a soul food restaurant in Cincinnati, Ohio. I started Soul Secrets in 2018 as a catering company with the goal of completing 3 to 4 catering events per month. The lack of soul food in our city led to the high demand for our food. We are unique because we both cook and bake all of our menu items. Soul Secrets would be the first soul food restaurant in the OTR neighborhood. We tested the market for the past 3.5 years with our food and baked goods, providing excellent customer service to our clients. The competition in OTR, the food ranges from Italian food, Mexican, barbecue, Belgian, and American food. What makes us different is that we are a Black woman-owned establishment. We are not a restaurant group, and we plan to expand our market size by offering vegan soul food daily. Our business grew as a result of the corporate partnerships that were established. We offered catering for corporate clients. We provided corporate meals, individually packaged meals, and holiday parties. Our B2B traction led to an increased demand for our food and created a B2C customer base forcing us to host pop-up shops, brunches, attend festivals, catering, weddings, and private events as well. The financial breakdown in our past numbers look like in 2019, we had $68,000 in gross sales. We took a hit in 2020, earning $29,000. In 2021, as of date, we've earned $94,000. As we transition from catering to our brick and mortar, our projected sales for 2022 is $1.1 million. We are thrilled to be on the brink of opening our new brick and mortar in early 2022. Our space is warm and welcoming, a place for families to gather, eat good food, connect. We will have 68 seats for dine-in customers, a full-service bar, carry-out options, and we will also partner with various agencies to offer second chance hiring with the potential to have a positive social impact in the community as well as the city of Cincinnati. Our ask is $100,000 to cover inventory, operations, marketing, and a catering van, all of which will allow our business to grow. We have raised $90,000 in funds through family and friend contributions, as well as $40,000 in grants that we have been awarded. And we also received a tenant contribution from 3CDC. My team consists of myself, my husband, our daughter Kamaya, and my sister Natasha Brown. We also have a full service team that has worked with us for the past 3.5 years that have provided excellent customer service. I appreciate your time today, and I pray that you are moved to sow or invest in Soul Secrets. We are on our way to great things. Thank you.
Thank you, Candace.
I love this. I don't know why this the word soul is in it, but it really did make me feel like this is so dope. I'm really excited about it because one, you said that you are the only ones in your in your area that has the soul food. What I want to know is who's doing all of the cooking. Is it you? Is it your daughter? Is your husband in the kitchen? Who's in the kitchen?
So it's my daughter and myself, and I have a couple of chefs on staff that we have done some recipe standardization where I have taught them some of our recipes that I don't mind sharing, others that we have doing some baking. So it's not just myself. I have about 5 or 6 people that are helping me with cooking right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Candace, for your presentation. And I did take a look at your website and I saw a lot of mention of your grandmother. And so I'm wondering why it was so important for you to have your grandmother's legacy live on through this business.
So my grandmother and myself, we cooked. I was born on my grandmother's birthday, let me say that. And we cooked together. And my grandmother, I remember growing up and her spending lots of hours at church and cooking for the community and so many people. And I think the opportunities that we have today that my grandmother didn't have access to, being born in 1927 in Georgia in the South, I just feel like it was important. I felt like it was important for me to live out that dream, carry out that legacy, leave some generational wealth for my own daughter and just start somewhere. It's one of those things where it's like I'm living my ancestors' wildest dreams. I just feel like that's me in this moment.
I was wondering, I know that a lot of restaurants took a hit during COVID, and I know that we're still battling with some of the ramifications of it. So how are you going to address some of the outlying issues that may come up with COVID, be it limiting your capacity in your restaurant and that sort of thing? How are you addressing those things?
So our restaurant can seat 68, and the numbers that we have been doing with catering are reflective of about 30 to 40 seats if we were to do the pop-up space that we're in now. So the numbers that we are doing right at this time are reflective along the lines of where COVID had us. So our space and the capacity is half of that. The other thing is we are also partnering with some local agencies to have second chance hiring. One of the biggest hits that a lot of people have taken is staffing issues. We plan to have second chance hiring with some Talbot House and Volunteers of America, where they have individuals that have to find employment after they are released from jail. And we just plan to embrace them, make them family, but also give them employment to have a better life ahead of themselves.
I have so many questions. I love soul food. I guess my first thing would be, what's the difference between McDonald's and Wendy's?
I think there is a big difference between McDonald's and Wendy's in terms of taste, but they're both equally successful. One day I may want McDonald's, and I feel like McDonald's is just as good as Wendy's, but the flavor and the taste is different. So they're not the same. They both sell hamburgers, but they're not the same hamburgers at all. The taste and the quality is much different.
The difference between McDonald's and Wendy's is the story and their focus. Wendy's is a family business. The name Wendy comes from the founder's daughter. McDonald's focuses on speed, and Wendy's focuses on old-fashioned burgers. And I said that because I would have loved to hear your grandmother's story as a part of this pitch. You didn't give us that. Like as much family as this is, this is a family business, right? You got your family ingrained in this, and we didn't really get to hear that. We didn't really get to hear the secret sauce, which is really that the soul, in and of itself, of this food. While it is soul food, but the soul of this food is your grandmother. You cooking with her, that experience. People will come for that experience. Right? And so I think that when you think about how you differentiate yourself, how you become the place that people line up down the street to go into every day, is to really push forward that experience. I think the food too, right? But I love to hear that you had the recipes put together, because that was going to be my question in terms of scale. I think that don't forget that story, because that really lets us know like why. I mean, I have deeper questions like, how much is a plate? How much is your, ability to earn revenue? You mentioned $1 million. $1 million is a doable number, but with only a 68 seat capacity and getting to $1 million, it's not the same thing as catering once a month, twice a week, every now and then. Or serving 30 employees, 50 employees every day. It's an entirely different thing to have to rotate that restaurant every single day, 365 days of the year. So I guess my question would be, what is your rollout? Like, what time of the year are you thinking about launching? How have you looked at the restaurant trends for when to launch in Cincinnati to get you the most amount of customers consistently over the most amount of days?
So we plan to launch in February of 2022. And we plan our restaurant will actually be completed December 24th, ahead of Christmas. So we're going to do a slow rollout. We plan to do some soft openings to test out some software. So one of the other avenues that we've created is order from table, so that we understand that there may be some hiring issues in terms of staffing. So to kind of reduce labor costs, we have order from table, where customers can come in, order their food, and we're looking at maybe a 10-minute turnaround time from the time that customers order their food and it's on the table, so that we can turn the tables around and keep a revolving door there. So our goal would be in January is to test out the software, have soft openings that are inclusive of friends, family, our following that we've gained on social media and other people, to make sure that our flow is sufficient and efficient, and we're able to turn tables over in a efficient manner.
I love that way of thinking. Thank you so much, Candace.
Thank you.
You going to eat? Are you going to get some?
I'm going. I'm excited for Candace.
Hungry.
So
Yes.
hungry.
I want some
hungry. I wanted to see a
collard
picture of like the mac and
That's
cheese.
what I said.
The turkey
Not the
wings.
mac
She had that
and
meatball.
cheese.
No, definitely
I know
mac
you
and
ain't gonna be
cheese.
feeling the mac and cheese, but
What?
the mac and cheese.
No, she had
the yams.
meatball. She had chicken up there.
So she had baby shower meatballs.
I know, that's what I'm
Oh, not in the baby shower devil there. Okay, but you know what though? She didn't really talk about her background.
Yeah.
For her to be thinking the way she's thinking, she has some other expertise. Like even
Yes.
thinking about we might have some hiring issues. So the table ordering, or the way she's thinking about scaling or partnership. She didn't really mention her expertise. I would have loved to hear that, because investors need to know. This ain't my first rodeo.
But you can tell it isn't though.
Yes.
You can
No.
tell.
She's
This
done
is
a
a
lot
Yes.
of research.
And
She's
she
done
was
That's right.
a lot of
good.
research.
Like she answered a question I didn't even ask.
Yeah.
She did.
She did.
I was asking about the restaurants closing and food. She said, "Oh no, ma'am.
We're not even gonna do that.
Okay, let me. I might answer this one too. I loved it.
Yeah.
She was good.
Opening in February. I don't know. So you got to, I don't know what Cincinnati is like in the weather there.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's cold, yeah.
But
But
she
she
has
has
a
a
large
great
following.
location. People are always down there, even in the middle of the winter. So good luck, Candace. I think she has a great idea.
We coming out there.
We
Come.
have to.
We coming to eat.
Right
Yes.
now.
Because I need them baby
Wait,
shower
are the
deviled
meatballs?
eggs.
Listen, and the meatballs.
Okay.
And the
chicken
baked
for me.
beans.
It's the chicken. We bite it. I bit it. You ain't see it.
Up next, we have Dari Grant, the founder of Society Cycle House.
Hi there. Did you know that the number one leading cause of death in America is heart disease, and that's only due to unhealthy lifestyle habits? Did you also know that it only takes 10 minutes of cardio a day in order to reduce your blood pressure and strengthen your heart? I'm Dari, owner of Society Cycle House, spin instructor, daughter, granddaughter, and great-granddaughter of diabetes, and I have set to live my life as active as possible in order to have a healthy lifestyle. During COVID and quarantine, I went extra hard on spinning. But as the world began to open up, I wanted to share this with the community. I wanted to have fun with it. There are over 200 gyms in the city of Cincinnati. 0 of them are Black woman owned, and 0 of them are in my neighborhood of downtown Cincinnati. Enters Society Cycle House. We are the first indoor cycling studio located in downtown Cincinnati. We are an exclusive, inclusive wellness hub that caters to all fitness levels with our music-themed spin jam sessions. We opened our doors during COVID, but we have seen fast traction. We are 100% self-funded and offering small spin sessions with Black spin instructors and being a hub for wellness for all things mental and physical health. Since opening our doors 4 months ago, we have seen 3% in growth in revenue monthly, 2.5% in memberships, and 60% in retention. We've also partnered with local companies with their employee health programs. We even have national partners as well, with Press Juicery, Essentia Water, and with the #1 indoor bike spinning brand, Spinning. We have a huge opportunity for growth. We sit at the intersection of 250,000 market and a target audience commanding 31.8 trillion in spending power. When it comes to competition, there is none. Society Cycle House has created a movement around social and wellness that energizes the community, offering convenience and variety. Our success comes from our team with their experience and their knowledge, where we are able to add on new offerings like instructor certifications and yoga. As we can begin to grow within the city and the community, our ask is $100,000, which goes towards marketing, operations, staffing, and additional wellness opportunities, including an outdoor annual spin event and expert fireside chats. Spinning doesn't have to be stale. It's a party on a bike. Come join us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dari. Sheryl, you're in the fitness industry. What are your thoughts?
I love spinning. Spinning is one of my favorite things to do. I didn't hear you say, do you offer it virtually as well?
No, we only offer right now indoor spinning. The thing is that we are very intimate settings, so we are not at full capacity. There's space around, so it gives a feel and opportunity for people to feel comfortable based off of just being within our environment.
Hi, Dari. I'm curious about the price point for your packages.
Yeah, so our price point is within our average and industry range. So right now we offer our first session for free. Then it's $25 for just a drop-in session, and then we offer membership classes from 3 classes all the way up to unlimited as well too.
Do you have your own space, Dari? I don't remember hearing that. Do you have your own space? Are you leasing space? And then did you factor that into your financials?
Yes, I totally factor that in. Right now we have a space, it's about 2,400 square feet. It's an upstairs and downstairs scenario. Our downstairs offers a juice bar, lounge area, changing areas, bathrooms, and then our upstairs area offers the full spinning session with lockers and equipment as well.
Yeah, I wanted to hear more about the revenue. Sheryl asked a question about how much it costs for the membership packages. You didn't really say, but like, what are the revenue streams? I heard that I saw yoga, and I'm seeing spinning. Then I also just heard you say juice bar. So you talked about a little bit of traction, but I'm wondering, like, give me some of the money factors. How many bikes? What does intimate mean for you? Like, and how many times a day do you offer? Like, I really want to hear more about how you're making money, what the revenue channels are, and then how you plan to grow your revenue.
For sure. So right now we have we have 14 bikes in house. Each of these bikes are kind of spread out and spaced out and based off of our COVID protocols here. I would say right now our current revenue streams offered are through our spinning sessions, which are offered on a weekly basis, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday mornings. And then we offer yoga on Sunday mornings as well too. So there's offerings. So we make revenue from our spin sessions. We make revenue from our yoga sessions. We also make revenue from our juice bar as well too. So we offer pressed juicery drinks with our juices. And then just from a growth perspective, we are wanting to, grow into different avenues from a holistic wellness perspective. And so as I dive in, like, as I mentioned to you, the different opportunities of revenue that we are currently having right now, our main focus is spinning. And so with that, I did kind of mention to you before just our packages that we do offer. And so our price point is within target market audience. So I mentioned that we have just a drop-in session is $25. Our revenues, our 3 package session is $75. And our 8 package session is $125. From there, we have had at least 253 package sessions bought since our conception, which was 4 months ago. So our traction is growing, and just our retention on that as well too. Did I kind of answer your question, or do you want me to elaborate a little bit more?
No, I think that's good. Thank you so much.
I want to visit. I want to visit.
I'm going to visit.
That's what you
I'm
like
excited.
to spend.
I love spinning. And also, I'll just add this, spinning is really good for people who have knee problems, who can't like jump around, who have a hard time walking. It is good. It's rehabilitative. You know what I mean? It's a really good, I love spin. Spin actually changed my life after having the baby, not being able to work out the way I wanted to work out because of ailments after the baby. So this type of stuff is so good. It's really good, especially for African American men and women. But spin is like that. I wish she offered it virtual, because she can expand across the globe if she did that.
I definitely agree. I think that she has definitely found a niche. There's not a lot of Black women-owned fitness ventures in Cincinnati, and spinning to crunk music sounds so fun. And so
Yes.
definitely a great idea.
Yes.
I was just concerned that she wasn't able to spit out her numbers.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
was.
Yeah, like that kind of caught me
Yeah.
off guard. Like when
Me
you
too.
said, like it was just kind of like, well, how much is it? Like
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
and it made me a little like, are you not saying it because you don't know, or because it changes? Do you not want to, So
Yeah.
that was a little concern.
Yeah, me too. I think, okay, so there's challenges with her going virtual, because then her competition is Peloton and SoulCycle and, and now Apple Fitness. And now, like, she would go into a lot more competition if she went virtual. I think that it could be a great niche in Cincinnati for this. And if she does a lot of marketing and creates like a really community feel, she can, scale toward what it would look like to cap out in Cincinnati and then maybe move to another location. I think that even like listening to the like, well, I said, well, I said it was $25, and I said this was 20. And I think that, I don't know if she really understood why we were asking, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's somebody out there watching this who wants to invest in this,
Yeah.
and they're going to want to know how she's thinking about her revenue.
Right.
And so when you don't mention your numbers, even if they're low, then talk about your growth.
Yeah.
And so, but she's new, 4 months in. She didn't talk a lot about her expertise or her team's expertise per se. So, you know, she got room to grow as a business owner. You know,
Yeah.
you're 4 months in, you're going to learn some things.
Yeah.
I think this is a great example of start now and perfect later.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but when you got to know them numbers, when you
Yeah.
got to look at your money, like how much money can you make off of that one bike?
Yeah.
That's right.
So, like, you know, how many people do I need to get on this bike? How many times a week for me to make this much money? You
Yeah.
got to know, you
Yeah.
know, and if you got 14 bikes, is that $140 a bike? Is it, you know, how are you looking at your expenses if you don't know how much you can bring in?
And I also think she was probably afraid to mention it because with fitness, it's finicky. You know, 1 week you may get 20 people in a day, and the next day you may not get anyone that comes in. You know, so she probably was just a little hesitant. Like, I don't really have a solid number, but you know, I know some numbers. But I get what you're saying. The numbers are very important.
To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown woman in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures. Up next, we have Sydney Fairchild Lang, the founder of Our Skin.
Imagine you have a sensitive skin condition like eczema. Any product with fragrance or dyes are out of the question, severely limiting your options. Now imagine, instead of walking into a skincare store with dozens of aisles, it has dozens of ingredients that are high quality and organic, like plant oils and extracts, all with a well-researched pedigree for addressing skin issues. And when the staff checks you out, they really check you out. They check on you and your skin needs and customize the ingredients that are just right for you, all in the time it takes to get your mocha latte. Hi, my name is Sydney Lang, and welcome to Our Skin. Skin with a Y. I founded Our Skin because I have eczema and couldn't find the right custom skincare I needed. And I knew I wasn't alone in facing these issues. In fact, 1 in 3 Americans are affected by a skin disease at any given time. Last year, Americans spent over $5 billion on natural and organic skincare, with 58% of women buying natural and organic, and the market expected to grow annually. Our audience becomes conscious shopping women ages 20 to 35. To them, we stand out because our customization. To collaborate with an expert in person and see the ingredient choices makes for a collaborative and truly unique experience. Response to our custom face serums has been overwhelmingly positive, selling out several times, seeing repeat customers, and best of all, hearing of the effectiveness of our products. For example, one woman said it did not irritate her skin and really helped her severely chapped hands. Another woman said that she loved how it kept her legs from itching for at least 24 hours. No irritation, which happens with other brands. We want to continue this service and offer another innovative service. Because in addition to custom serums and skin oils, we have the ability to create custom body butters, whipped in person in 5 minutes. To do all this, we need the right technology, patents, and resources. So our ask today is $50,000. Our skin would not be where it is today without these individuals. They're experienced advisors with various expertise who have caught hold of the vision. And now, so have you. Thank you for looking into the future of our skin. Skin with a Y.
Thank you. Okay, Takia is a makeup artist and skin professional. I'm gonna go to you.
I love it. Like, I was sitting here like, oh, yes, yes, I'm excited about this. I love the fact that you can customize, each one for what your specific skin ailment is. My question is, how are you able to get the right portions of your product in? So if I say I want something for eczema and it's itchy, I got redness, I have this, how do you know how much of which to put in there? Is it a formula for it? Is it something that is it a patent process formula that you have? How do you know that?
So we have limited our face serums to 2 simple steps. The first one being a target oil, which is the majority of the oil, and it is diluted to a specific amount, and then you can pick one of those, and then you can choose 1 to 2 plant extracts, all depending on the concern you're trying to address, and they are also diluted to a specific measurement. And all of our graduated pipettes are used for the measuring process.
So my question is, my son has eczema, and I don't know how much money I have spent trying to solve his eczema issues. And so I'm wondering about your guarantee. If a product that you provide doesn't necessarily work, do you have some type of guarantee that you give your customers?
So different things work for different people, and we try to emphasize that, of course. And we try to give them as many options as possible for different concerns. Right now, there are about 3 to 4 oils and extracts that would be best suited for eczema. So we are always trying to make sure that we get the right person, the right oils and extracts, and encourage them to use it over a longer period of time. It's more realistic to expect results when it's used consistently than maybe within a weekend or a week.
So my niece has really bad eczema. She's had it since she was a baby. She has really bad outbreaks. But during your pitch, I was intrigued by you saying the on-site testing. What does that consist of? So we would bring my niece, and then how would you test her skin to know what works best for her?
So we are seeking to have plant medicine experts as well as dermatological experts who can look at skin and see what is causing different flare-ups and different reactions. With the 2 of them working together, someone who's an expert in herbal medicine and skin conditions, they would be able to analyze and see what will work best for your needs.
Yeah, I love this. I think my thought though was this sounds like you got to have a lot of expertise to be at the counter or at the pop-up or wherever you're doing it. How are you hiring? Like, what is the vetting process? What is the criteria for what kind of credentials do they need to have? Like, how does that work exactly?
So the professionals I collaborate with now, one of them is an herbal specialist, and that's something that we would need a lot of. She's not officially hired right now. She's just working with us out of the kindness of her heart, but we would want more experts like her, and we would also look for people with experience and having that visual knowledge so they can see and look and give an analysis based off of their expertise in that field.
One more question. It's so custom that I'm really interested in how much is it per bottle? It's a small bottle. And then what's your ability to make revenue? So how much per bottle, do we pay for the testing too? Is the testing included in the cost of the bottle? So you come up, if you just hey, I just know I need, I just want to try this for eczema. Can I just grab it? Or is there a testing every time? Is there shifting seasons? I'm just trying to figure out what the flow of that customer checkout could be, and if it's a repeated customer, what the flow of that can be. So how much per bottle, I guess, is one basic question.
So right now we have half an ounce of a face serum for $15, and averaging all the oils that we offer and the cost to make the bottle and the labels is about $4.
Okay.
So our profit margins are close to 60%.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I like that.
I
But
like
I
it
was
too.
just really concerned about when you asked about
Yeah.
the expert. Like, that was like my next, like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, do you have an esthetician, a dermatologist? Like,
How are you paying
how are
these
you,
people?
yeah, like,
Yeah.
who's gonna be doing
Yeah.
this skin formulation
Yeah.
situation?
I think from the perspective of a mom, I'm really loving what she's offering because you get this customized product for, in my case, my son who has eczema really terribly, and so I love the service that she's offering.
Yeah, I was thinking about my niece the whole time. She suffers with it really bad, and it affects, you know, her confidence and her self-esteem and what she wants to wear, because in the places that she gets it, it's very visible. So for when she said that we test you on site, I was like, oh my goodness, that would be so great for Davia. Like this would be an answer for her, but also, how are you paying for all of these people to
Yeah.
do all of these big
Yes.
things? Because that's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
like a doctor's appointment.
Yeah,
Right, basically.
yeah.
I mean, interestingly enough, if
It's
a
her and
dermatologist.
the woman from previously in the competition, they could partner.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That'd be amazing if Life
Doctor,
could be
yeah,
Dr.
Yes.
Chelsea
Dr.
Moreland.
primary,
Yes.
yeah, the primary care in her. That'd be amazing.
Wow.
I mean, I think that, you know, we are moving to a place of customized offerings
Yes.
Of
of
everything,
product.
yeah.
We are. And so for her to be able to do that quick on site in that way, I think that she could have something that wins. She may have to decide on a kind of personnel though. Like I know like the esthetician market, that's a growing industry.
Yes.
So she may decide a way that estheticians work and that's her workforce. Like there's so much here for her to learn and be able to push out with this. I think it could be really interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Up next, we have Simone Charles, the founder of the Confetti Room.
Hi, I'm Simone Charles, the social butterfly behind Social Butterfly Events and Designs, also known as the calm in your event storm. Social Butterfly Events and Designs was actually started in 2015 out of necessity. For most of my life, I've actually struggled with debilitating social anxiety, and I needed to find a reason for being in most of the rooms that would allow me to network. And so I founded this boutique event planning agency. Out of a necessity that we saw with most of my customers who wanted a space to host intimate events, I actually founded my first intimate event venue in 2016. We hosted a lot of parties and outgrew our first space. And so in 2018, I actually sold that company, and 2019 opened the doors to the Confetti Room, specifically in July of 2019. The Confetti Room is an intimate canvas to host life's special moments. What sets us apart is that although we're small, we focus on the details. We provide a cost-friendly space that is specifically detail-oriented, that allows you the freedom to bring in your own vendors and to bring your own alcohol, as well as food, without looking at additional cost. Our customers love the fact that we provide a blank canvas that yet is so focused on these details. Why I'm here. Right now, Social Butterfly Events actually has an opportunity to scale and provide a venue that can actually seat 250 people. We also have the ability to franchise the Confetti Room. Specifically, we're looking at going into the Columbus market. We're actually asking for $375,000 to assist with our franchising fees, also with our venue build out. And with 2020, we actually pivoted, looking at ways to stay relevant when event venues closed. And we saw a need for actually adding rental revenue. We were able to do that. And so we're looking for an influx of cash to actually increase our rental inventory. The last portion of what we're asking for with this $375,000 is to increase our marketing capabilities and our labor capabilities. Right now, I have 2 full-time people, including myself, and 4 part-time employees. We've been able to generate lots of traction, but we're looking to tap into the $51.2 billion event industry, and we're looking at increasing our profit margins from 32% to 40% to 40% in this industry. And so I'm Simone Charles, your social butterfly, and I'm asking you to assist me in continuing to turn cash into confetti.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I loved how you turned your social anxiety into a business. I love that so much. And you didn't let it own you and just say, I'm not doing anything. I think that was really, really good. My question is, how did you pivot during the pandemic with something like you said, where all of the businesses were shutting down? In case something like this happened, how did you pivot, and how would you pivot if you had to do it again?
Sure. Thank you for that. So I honestly believe that it was a blessing in opening our eyes. And so what we actually did was adding rentals and additional services to our offerings. So that's one of the reasons why we're asking for this funding, is because we're looking at about $50,000 in need to increase our rental capacity. We have we formed partnership with some vendors in China, and we're looking to make a couple of purchases of rental items that we're wanting to bring that's currently lacking in this market. And that's one of the ways that we've been able to pivot. We've seen great traction with it from 2020, and we're wanting to actually expand on that.
Simone, you have a lot of really big plans ahead of you, and I'm wondering, what is your top priority for 2022?
Sure. So our top priority currently is to go ahead and build out that venue. Right now, we're narrowing down on the contract as far as finalizing the building, and we're really in need of that capital to assist with our build out. So it's right now at my doorstep and what we're looking at finalizing, but also looking into the future and where there are capabilities, and what the market has been telling me is me just trying to get ahead of saying, okay, there's an opportunity, and we're looking at different markets and seeing what is available. And so we also want to get ahead of that as well. And that's why we're also looking at the franchise and setting ourselves up for that.
So as you prepare for 2022, and you're saying you're going to be doing a big build out, and you still will have your other space, how will you be getting more revenue to be able to maintain the space that you had, the space that you're getting, and then the investments that you're wanting to make for inventory and staffing?
Sure. So currently, the space that we currently have is actually almost on autopilot. So with us looking to add the additional space that has the higher capabilities, I've looked at the model and realized that based off of my current labor and expenditures when it comes to labor, we actually have the capacity and the capability of adding that 250 person venue space to my current labor, as well as my systems that I have ready and set to go to be able to handle that. So that's one of the things that we have been successful in doing, is keeping our overhead down. And now I'm looking at different ways that I can use my same overhead when it comes to labor and my systems and what I have in place, but actually increase my output.
Okay, Simone. I think what I'm hearing you say is you have enough overhead right now that can handle the expansion to a 250 person venue. I think I'm a little bit challenged by that, because if you move to a 250 person venue, this overhead will look a whole lot different than it looks, because that is going to become a part of your overhead. And so I'm wondering what demand is dictating the expansion. So I don't know what it means when you say autopilot. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean it's booked 5 days a week? Does that mean it is booked every weekend in the summer? Does that mean, like, I don't know what autopilot means. Can you give me a little bit more understanding of, like, so are you so at capacity with all of the available things that you can do that your revenue is blowing through the roof and saying, hey, you're not going to be able to make any more revenue unless you move to this space? Or is this more like ideation around, like, I know I can make more revenue if I had this because I'm missing a thing, right? So there's one thing to say, like, my revenue is dictating because this is booked every day. I can't do nothing else from here. And it's another thing to say, ooh, people in the wedding industry have these kinds of venues and I don't. So if I had this kind of venue, I could probably get here. Where are you?
So it's the latter. You're exactly correct. It is the latter, meaning that right now our rate as far as how we are booked with the Confetti Room is currently about 80%. Where we lack is more during the weekdays on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Now, when we don't close someone that comes to us looking at the space and they come and do a tour, when we don't close the actual tour, the reason when we ask them, why is it that you're choosing not to go with us? It's because of size. And looking at the market and what it's demanding right now, it's actually a bigger space capacity wise. So when I say that my overhead can take it, what I'm referring to is a certain portion of my overhead. My current labor capacity can actually be used for that venue as well. We can add that to my current revenue system. But as far as additional overhead when it comes to this venue, of course, there's going to be, mortgage, there'll be other utilities and things like that involved, but I can share the same labor system basically.
When I say you increase in rental revenue, what I realized as you kept pitching was that what you meant was rental items. So
Yes.
tables, tablecloths, chairs, that kind of thing. Because at first I was like, rental, is it venue rental or what? But as you kept talking, I was like, oh, event rental, like things.
Yes.
I wonder if there's an opportunity for you to focus on increasing your revenue with the rental items that could help you create the runway to do this expansion piece. Because sometimes entrepreneurs, there'll be 5 people that said, I wish you had a bigger space. And then entrepreneurs will do an entire thing based off of a small percentage of people and then find out that they could have went a different way. So my advice would just be to really, really take a strong look at your revenue, really take a strong look at demand. Time of the year for you is a thing. And it could be that the people who are looking for a bigger venue are either not your ideal customer at the moment, or that dictates you have a great partnership where you can partner with a bigger venue and you get revenue off of both without having the overhead. So that would be the advice that I would share with you. But I think you're on a great path. You're thinking you seem to be thinking in a great direction.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so what do y'all think?
She said Jocelyn said she went there. And
I went there. I actually had an event there a couple weeks ago. It was a beautiful space, and I'm rooting for Simone. I think she's a fighter. I love how she used her own personal struggles to create this business, and all I gotta say is good job, girl.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Did you think it was too small?
I thought the event that I held was a small event. I can see that she may be missing out on business for larger parties, but it was perfect for what I needed it for, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you clarified, with her about the space and why she needed the space and, the revenue and overhead. Like, I thought that was really helpful to know in regard to her business because I was a little confused, but now I have a clearer direction about.
Well, I've seen it. I've seen founders say, well, I got customers that say they want jump into a whole avenue of what a few customers want and then end up in the red. And it's hard. I think she has if she builds the relationships locally, she could absolutely partner with a bigger space that would take the relationship with her and say, okay, I'm going to work with you. She gets something off that rental revenue, but only for a short amount of time, because I do think eventually she should get there. But I think there's a lot of lessons to learn about expanding space. And like I said, like what dictates the need? Have you capped out on revenue exactly? But I think she could be missing some real secret sauce with the rental pieces.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I know even when I do events, one of the things that I like to do is outsource vendors for tables and chairs and things like that, because it's less expensive when you outsource rentals, and people do it all the time. They love outsourcing, for rentals, like the chair, for their own spaces, their own events at community centers and things like that. So I think that you hit that nail right on the head with that one.
And
Definitely.
There's not a lot of Black women doing that.
There's not a lot of, what she don't know is I'm going to call her this Wednesday because I have an event. And so this chairs, tables for events, that's definitely a good way to expand her business, and something maybe she's not thinking about.
You get all the Black ladies
know.
business.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Maybe she can invest in like a truck, like a delivery, like, you know what I mean? Because if she deliver those things,
And all she needs is a good little warehouse. You can get you a little U-Haul, storage spaces, and it's low overhead, low cost, but she could be killing the game in those rental pieces, because honestly, the only people I have found have been like older white people with a dusty looking store, no shade, but a dusty looking store, and they got all these little fixings. And you go in and you be like, I want this table piece, we on a rent it set right now. And so I'm like, girl, rent something out, rent it for what?
Definitely.
What you got,
The decorations too.
Yeah. To vote, visit Razorfy.co and select today's event. Enter your donation for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there is a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Your donation keeps a Black or brown woman in business. You are changing the world with Black Girl Ventures. I've enjoyed this.
yes.
This has been so good. These
Yes.
girls, they really, I'm really proud of you all. Y'all have it together. It's just small little things.
Yeah.
But overall, I see so many successes. Jocelyn is shopping with all the Black
Everybody.
All of
businesses in Cincinnati.
Yes. I'm trying to get them in Baltimore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm in Baltimore. I need a few friends down here. I need the doctor.
Yes.
Come on, doctor.
The eczema,
I
all
need
the things.
I need soul food. Listen, I
Yes.
need all the things.
Yes.
You know what? This particular competition, I see a lot of room for partnerships.
Definitely.
It was like, oh, how can we get all of them together and create a nice little pop-up shop at the Confetti Room?
Yes.
Where
I'm thinking
Natalie
about
can
Deer
go.
Cell brunch.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Brunch
All of
tour.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to be contacting them.
Definitely. I'm
Yes.
definitely contacting them.
I love
Got
it.
goosebumps. I'm ready.
I love it. I love it. It's been great. Thank you for tuning in to the BGV Cincinnati Pitch Competition. We want to thank our sponsor, Kroger, for your belief in Black Girl Ventures and the women of Cincinnati. We want to thank all of our champions and our founders, and of course, all of you. You can follow us on Instagram at Black Girl Ventures and on Twitter at BGirl Ventures. Also visit us and join our mailing list at blackgirlventures.org. Thanks again for tuning in. And remember to vote with your dollars at Razorfy.co. That's RAISIFY.co. We'll see you soon.